Pioneer fans, Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse is live and on the air. We are live at Hollway Field, where it is your Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse team taking on the Saline Hornets. Pioneers 3-5-1 on the season, starting off with a 12-8 loss at Seaholm. Then they lost to South Line 11-7, lost to Perrysburg 16-6, and to Lakeland 18-7. They tied Grand Ledge. That was on a multi-player. That was a back on the 15th where they played two games, or tied Grand Ledge 6-6, beat Holland West Ottawa 10-6. Then last Monday they beat Canton by a score of 15-0. They beat Matawan then on the 19th away all the way over at Matawan. That was a 10-9 win in 6 overtimes for Pioneer. The Northville game actually got rescheduled to before that on the 18th, and Pioneer lost to Northville. That would be 16-7. So out of the last 4 games, Pioneer is 3-4. They're 3-5-1 on the season. They play Saline today. They then are home against Bedford. That will be 6 p.m. on Wednesday. We will have that game for you. Then they are on Friday out at Heartland. That's a 6:30 game. We're efforting to see if they'll let us broadcast that. Looks like they have the NFHS network for the boys lacrosse, but I think the girls lacrosse is played in the field next door that does not have that, so we'll do our best to be there. And then on the 1st of May, they will be at Dexter at 7 p.m. So that's what's upcoming. For Saline, the Hornets, if we flip over here and take a look at their schedule, Saline is 2-3 on the season. They started off with a game versus Father Gabriel Richard, lost that one 10-9. They then beat Canton in a non-conference game 12-2. They lost to Salem 18-13. That back on the 6th of this month. They played versus Tecumseh over at Saline, won that one 16-4. Then their last game was on the 21st, and they lost that to Livonia Stevenson, that over at Saline. That was a 19-13 loss. They will be playing Dexter away on the 26th at 7 p.m. Then they'll be over at Skyline at 7 p.m. on the 1st. That's the upcoming games for Saline. We do want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. That includes Irish Dry Cleaners, at 209 Fitness, Whitcomb Farms LLC, Finn's Insurance, Crazy Wisdom Publications, Shirley Reddick, State Farm Insurance, Orange Theory Fitness, Kevin Devine Real Estate, Ann Arbor Rug and Carpet Cleaning, Palgon Tea, Hesselberg Chiropractics, Heidi Cucurellis Insurance, Anderson Paint Company, Ann Arbor Smiles, Stadium Hardware, Steve Service, Felix Rudberg of Real Estate One, Pear, Sperling, Egan and Daniels, Mathnasium, Blue Lion Fitness, Steeper and Burst Orthodontics, Bank of Ann Arbor, The Right Touch, Burns Park Orthodontics, and BB Nail Salon. Thank you to all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. We're very grateful, and if you could, we're grateful for those who support the team. If you could help support them, we would be very grateful. Let's play a few messages from the MHSAA as the captains are meeting over with the officials. We'll have stick checks coming up, and then the national anthem. You're watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the Health and Safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling.
As we're about to get ready to go here, as they're just finished stick checks, and we'll turn it over to our public address announcer.
Matchup between the Saline Hornets and the Pioneers. Now for the starting lineups. First for Saline. Number 3, Kate Eichleman. Number 6, Isla Steger. Number 7, Campbell Murphy. Number 8, Olivia Simon. Number 10, Kate Klein. Number 11, Nora Stevenson. Number 17, Briar Mackey. Number 18, Josie Mackey. Number 20, Anna Shingle. Number 21, Aubrey Stager. Number 22, Haley Gerties. Number 30, Lucy Sweeney. Number 32, Maddie Nishioka. Number 33, Juliana Marnini. Number 35, Sienna Trier. Number 36, Ellery Langdale. Number 39, Megan McCullough. And number 44, Ava House. Now for Pioneer. Number 1, Ellie Malloy. Number 3, Sophie Miranda. Number 4, Lizzie Kinsey. Number 5, Grace Grabowski. Number 7, Adriana Kennedy. Number 9, Lily Soldan. Number 10, Claire Kim. Number 11, Gigi Paulino. Number 12, Cindy Shui. Number 14, Lily Whitcomb. Number 15, Sophia Hernandez. Number 16, Edie Lamb. Number 20, Victoria Joke. Number 21, Bella Cole. Number 23, Vivian Alcantara Luna. Number 34, Lizzie Bailey. Number 97, Caitlin Grice. And number 52, Sarah Hoffman. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats. Stand if you are able. We're playing the national anthem. This concludes the pregame entertainment. Good luck, ladies.
Fantastic job by the Bulkbrook dress announcer. We're about to get going. 25 minutes up on the clock. Both squads gathered around their coaching staff. Pioneer is in their white jerseys with the numbers on the back as they are gathered around. So white tops, white skirts. Pioneer and block lettering on the front with the number. Saline is in their dark blue jerseys with the numbers in yellow on the back and on the front. Saline and block lettering on the front. Game time temperature, it is 46 degrees as, well, it's spring in Michigan. Wait just a few moments and it'll turn one way or the other. Looks like getting ready for the draw is Shui for Pioneer. And that looks like it's going to be Shingo. So they have the ball set for the draw between the two crosses. Kinsey on the left-hand side of the face-off. That popped up. Kinsey gets it off in midair. Kinsey heads inside the hash marks on the far side into the offensive zone. Kinsey inside the 12-meter fan. Coming inside the 8-meter arc. Shot, and that's a save by Dielman. Dielman in her crease. Fires it all the way on the far side of the field. Trying to rake that up down there is Nishikawa. Nishikawa feeds it ahead. That ball loose. Grabowski trying to get to it. There's a whistle, and that'll be a restart for Aubrey Steger. Aubrey Stager, the offending party, will have to go 5 yards behind her. Aubrey Stager over midfield, heading down into the offensive zone. Aubrey Stager fires it, flashing in front is a Pioneer player. Daly trying to rake it up, grabbed by Huffman in the crease. Huffman trying to get around Shingle. Huffman back behind her cage, then fired all the way over, and that will go over the restraining line back into the midfield area. Raked up by Miranda on that far sideline, but a whistle. Here comes Pioneer, bringing it ahead down the numbers. In over the restraining line is Shui. Shui just outside the 12-meter fan, now making her way down into the 8-meter arc. Shui between the hash marks, steps outside the 8-meter arc. Still working her way around the 12-meter fan. Shui looks to her right. As Pioneer players go in motion, Shui coming down the hash marks on the far side, trying to make her way in the 8-meter fan, and that's looked like that is going to be a cross inside the halo call, so Shui will have a free position right at the center hash. Oh, they'll move her over to the first hash to the left. Shui set coming in, fires it, and a score! Shui puts Pioneer up 1-0 at 23:08. Pioneer goes up 1-0 with the first goal of the game. So that looks like that's going to be Aubrey Strager in to take the draw versus Shui. On the left-hand side, Kinsey there with 32, that with Nishikawa. Ball set between the crosses, pops up high. Grabowski racing in to get it, then pulled away. Coming ahead with it, Kinsey down the near hash marks. Kinsey over the restraining line. Kinsey comes right to the 12-meter fan, working her way down the near hash marks, gets into the 8-meter arc. Kinsey now switches back, pops that back to the 12-meter fan. Coming in is Cole. Cole making her way down the far wing. Cole goes underneath the goal line, extended. Flips it to Miranda, back behind the goal. Back behind the crease. Miranda trying to come right in front of the crease. She is walled off, flips it back to Grabowski on the near wing. Grabowski in between the hash marks, working her way around the 12-meter fan, inside the 8-meter arc on the far wing. Grabowski spins, shoots, and scores! Grabowski gets Pioneer up 2-0. That at 22-25. Pioneer to open the game with a 2-goal run. Grabowski is on the right-hand side of the center circle. On the left is Kinsey. Kinsey is joined over there by Nishikawa. I think that would be, I believe that is Breyer Mackey to the right. Shui in to take the draw versus Aubrey Strager. Popped up and on the ground. Grabowski rakes it up. Comes over now trying to come between the hash marks on her own side of midfield. Fires ahead. Shui gets it out of midair. Pops onto the ground, but she gets it back. Shui coming down the numbers on the far wing. Shui trying to get past a trio of Saline players. Shui comes on the edge of the 12-meter fan, working her way from right to left. Shui coming down the near hash marks. Shui trying to cut in front of the crease. That ball popped away. Shui gets it back on a hop. Shui now heads towards the goal line extended. Flips it underneath the Polino. Ground ball popped up. That pulled away. Headed the other direction with it is Saline's Nishikawa. Again, I think that's going to be a cross inside the halo. It looks like Polino will have to go and stand by the scorer's bench across the way, and Saline will be a player up. As Nishikawa has it on her own defensive side of midfield inside the restraining line. Nishikawa fires it all the way over on the far side. That grab by Eichleman. Fired ahead on a hop. Saline with it. coming over Shingle. Gets it over the restraining line. Nishikawa coming down with it. Making a move. That shot out in front and put in by Aubrey Stager. As that's a Saline goal at 21-19. As Saline stops the 2-goal run for Pioneer. As indeed, Aubrey Stager, I believe number 21, scored that.
Goal by number 21, Aubrey Stager.
As good movement out in front. Stager got that ball just towards the far side of the crease, able to dump it in, and not much Huffman could do about that. As Pioneer's first goal was Shuey, and second goal was Grabowski. Ball set for the draw. Shuey trying to get it. Ground ball popped up. Still on the ground. Now pulled away. Kinsey had it. Grabs it on a hop. Kinsey coming between the hash marks. Goes over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Kinsey approaches the 12-meter fan. Comes over on the near wing. Kinsey goes underneath the goal line extended. Double team there. Goes right back behind the crease. Kinsey going from the near side to the far side. Kinsey. And a fire that goes off. And Kinsey has it directly behind the crease. Now fires it out in front to Grabowski. Grabowski works her way around the 8-meter arc. Grabowski, double team there. Grabowski fires it inside. Shot by Cole. And a score by Cole from Grabowski.
Pioneer goal number 21, Bella Cole.
As Cole scores at 20-35 to start the point streak again for Pioneer. Briar Rosemacky comes in for the draw versus Shuey. Simon on the left-hand side with Kinsey. The right-hand side is Grabowski. I can't quite catch the Saline number. Ball set between the crosses for the draw. One player on either side of midfield. Inside the center circle. Ball popped up, trying to get it on a bounce. Raked up, coming the other direction is Briar Rosemacky. Coming down into the 12-meter fan. That ball loose. Rolls out the end line. That should be Pioneer ball. If it were on a shot, it would be who was closest to it, but that was off of a pass rolled out. Coming down the near wing, here comes Daly. Daly for Pioneer. Looking for a place to go with it. Covered heavily. And pulled back over. Coming down with it is Malloy. Malloy fires it ahead. Now over on restraining line. Racing down on the near sideline is Grabowski. Grabowski over midfield. Grabowski over the restraining line now. Between the hash marks. Racing down that ball. Hit out of her cross. It looks like a slashing motion. Grabowski gets it back. Heads over down the far side inside the 12-meter fan, trying to make her way inside the 8-meter arc. Grabowski has it, even with the goal on the far side, being watched over there by Eichelman. As right back behind the goal, Grabowski comes even with the goal on the near side, trying to fire that in for a cutting Paulino. Shuey rakes it up on the near wing. Shuey has it, working against Eichelman. Shuey on the near sideline, goes underneath the goal line extended. Shuey going from the near side now. Cuts right in front of the crease. Shuey trying to get room. Fires it. That knocked down. That looks like that's going to be a crease violation, and we'll go over to Saline as Dielman has it inside her crease. Lofts it ahead to a number 7 who I don't have. Coming down on the near side, here comes Saline. They fire it ahead. Lofted it up on an arc. Back inside of their own restraining line. That grab by Kennedy, tipped out of Kennedy's cross. But a whistle, that will be Pioneer. With possession, Kennedy has it just outside of the 12-meter fan. Kennedy coming over onto the far wing, outside the far hash marks. Kennedy goes underneath the goal line extended. Flips it over to Cole. Cole on the near wing, even with the goal now just above the goal line extended on the near wing. Cole comes right out in front, and there is a whistle. Free position for Cole. And she'll take it right at the center hash, the 8-meter arc. Everyone gets set where they need to be. 3-1, Pioneer with the lead. 18:02 left to go here in the first. Pioneer trying to string and get a 2-goal run going with this free position. Cole coming in, floats it over. Hollway goes down as collision right in front of the crease. Hollway now gets the free position as she will get set at the center hash. Eichelman just to her left. Back behind her, that looks like that is Stevenson. Hollway comes in, fires it, and a save by Dielman comes off to the far wing. That raked up by Polino. Polino outside the numbers on the far wing, heads towards the goal line extended, flips that back. Now Cole has it. Cole goes underneath the goal line extended on the far wing. Cole back behind the cage, working her way around the crease. Fires it out in front. That tipped and grabbed by Dielman. That deflected off of Trier in front for the Saline defense. Dielman able to get it back. Dielman sitting in her crease, looking for a place to go with it. Now fires that over. Ground ball. Polino trying to get it. Now Kennedy has it. Kennedy, even with the goal, coming in on that far wing, gets it over to Grabowski. Grabowski with a shot, and a bounce shot and a score by Grabowski. Her second goal of the game for Pioneer. Pioneer has a 2-goal run now, and that goal at 16:42.
Pioneer goal number 5, Grace Grabowski.
Good job with Pioneer trying to get those ground balls and rake them up and get extra opportunities. Now Nikishawa in to take the draw versus Hollway. It's Aubrey Strager with Kinsey on the near wing, on the far wing. Can't quite see the numbers. Popped up, and that will go over. Legal procedure. Saline with it, as that's moved over. Coming ahead with it, Aubrey Strager. Just outside of the restraining line, trying to flip that over to Nishikawa, trying to fire it out in front. As Saline has it. They'll get it to the dot underneath the goal line extended on the far wing. As Whitcomb goes 5 yards back, trying to work her way around. That fired ahead by Stevenson. Bounced out in front, loose ball, popped up in the air, fired in, and that's a goal by number 21, Aubrey Strager, to stop a 2-goal run for Pioneer. Strager's second goal of the game for Saline. That at 15:47.
Saline goal number 21, Aubrey Strager.
Timeout called. We'll take it with them. We'll play a little push on as both teams go towards the sideline. 15:47 left to go. Pioneer 4 and Saline 2. Timeout by Saline.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Lots of action versus Saline today. I know the softball teams are playing, Pioneer versus Saline. I don't have a score on that. Baseball, top of the sixth and the first of a doubleheader. It is Saline 11, Pioneer 6. Here, it's Pioneer 4 and Saline 2, 15:47 left to go here in the first half. Pioneer trying to pick up a big SEC red win here as Nishioka set to take the draw. Shuei on the other side. Grabowski on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, Kinsey. Kinsey is joined over there by Stevenson. Ball set for the draw. Popped up, and Kinsey trying to get to it. Ground ball. Shuei pops it up in the air, now has it over the restraining line, coming down the numbers on the far wing. Shuei heads towards the goal line extended, now underneath the goal line extended. Shuei goes right back behind the goal. Now Shuei coming over on the near wing, over the goal line extended. Shuei trying to fire it out in front, that rolls towards the restraining line, raked up by Kinsey. Kinsey has it between the hash marks. Steps inside the 12-meter fan. Kinsey puts that over to Grabowski. Grabowski cuts to her right, down the hash marks on the far wing. Grabowski underneath the goal line extended, comes from the far side to the near side. Goes above the goal line extended, trying to work her way around the crease. Grabowski right in front, now fires it back to Kinsey on the near hash marks, right at the 12-meter fan. Kinsey flips that over to Miranda. Miranda centered up, working her way to the 8-meter arc, trying to get it over to Kinsey. That ball rolls over, trying to get it. Good job by Jimenez to rake it up before it goes out the end line. Jimenez goes back behind the goal from the near side to the far side. Jimenez goes even with the goal on the near side, now trying to come up, spins. Jimenez goes right out in front of the crease, flips that over to Paulino. Paulino going from the near side to the far side. Shot and a score! Paulino, number 11, scores for Pioneer. That at 14-25, Pioneer makes it 5-2.
Pioneer goal, number 11, Gigi Paulino.
As Briar Rose Mackey comes in to take the draw versus Shuei. Ball set between the crosses for the draw. There's the whistle popped up. Shuei trying to get it out of midair. Loose, and that is going to go over, as that is going to be a cross inside the halo of the head. That will go over to Saline. Bringing it ahead is Briar Rose Mackey. Trying to make her way down the far wing, down the numbers. Fires it over to number 7. That goes out the far sideline. Between the hash marks, Saline with it, gets inside the 12-meter fan, working her way over. Shot and a score by number 7 for Saline. I don't have that on my roster. And at 13:50. Saline stopping a Pioneer goal run.
Number 7, Campbell Murphy.
That's going to be Murphy. I'll try and write that down. Ball set for the draw, popped up. Grabowski gets it on a hop, heading outside the hash marks, coming down the near wing. Grabowski over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Grabowski races inside the 12-meter fan, inside the 8-meter arc. Grabowski walled off by a trio of Saline defenders. Grabowski back on the hash marks on the near wing. Grabowski looking to her left, now coming down, calling off signals Grabowski flips it back over to Chouet. Chouet has it right on the 12-meter fan on the far wing. Chouet trying to make her way in. Ball loose. Whistle. That is going to be a free position for Pioneer. Chouet is on the first hash on the left for the free position. Waiting for the whistle. Chouet comes in. Fires it, bounce, and that is going to be stopped by Dielman. So Chouet is going to come back with another free position right at the center hash of the 8-meter arc. Chouet comes in, stops, fires, and scores her second goal of the game. She had the first goal and now the sixth goal for Pioneer. It's Pioneer and Saline going back and forth the last 4 goals. It's 6-3, Pioneer at 12:52.
Pioneer goal, number 12, Cindy Schway.
Murphy on the near wing for Saline with Grabowski. On the far wing is Kinsey, joined there with Simon. And for the draw is Briar Rose Mackey with Chouet. Ball set between the crosses for the draw. There's the whistle, popped up high. Bounces on the turf, pulled away. Here comes Briar Rose Mackey over the restraining line, racing down the far hash marks. Whistle. Looks like that's an offside call. That will go over. Pioneer with it. Fired ahead. Here comes Chouet. Chouet gets it over midfield. Comes down the far hash marks over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Chouet inside the 8-meter arc coming in. Chouet looking for the hat trick. Steps back outside the 12-meter fan. Flips it back to Grabowski. Grabowski gets inside the 12-meter fan. Cuts to her right. Inside the 8-meter arc. Grabowski, wide angle shot. Dielman with the save. Coming ahead with it. Murphy has it for Saline. And it's going to be a whistle, and Murphy will restart, firing it ahead. Grabbed by Sweeney. Sweeney, who's over the restraining line into the offensive zone for Saline. Sweeney cuts towards the goal, trying to dump it off. That knocked down by Huffman, who rakes it up in her crease. Good save by Huffman. Huffman arcs it out. That grab by Cole. Cole running outside the hash marks on the far wing over on restraining line. Cole fires it ahead. Here comes Grabowski. Grabowski gets it over to Chouet. Chouet coming down the far hash marks over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Back over to Grabowski on the far wing, who cuts inside the 8-meter arc. Out in front. Polino with the score! Beautiful job by Grabowski to get it over to Polino. 2-goal run by Pioneer. Polino's second goal of the game. That at 11-18.
Pioneer goal, number 11, Gigi Paulino.
As it's going to be Isla Stager on the right-hand side of the arc. In to take the draw is Nishioka with Chouet. Kinsey on the left-hand side with Aubrey Stager. Ball set between the crosses. There's the whistle, pop back towards the Pioneer goal. Raked up by Chouet. Chouet has it outside the near hash marks, and that is going to be a blocking foul. We'll go back over to Pioneer as the Saline player came right back behind and caught Chouet. Chouet coming down the numbers over midfield, stopped right there, heads back. Chouet looking for a place to go with it. Chouet fires it ahead. Daly has it. Daly outside the numbers, coming down on the near sideline. Daly gets it ahead to Solden. Solden cuts between the hash marks and around the 12-meter fan. Solden has it outside the far hash marks, moves it over. Jimenez back behind the goal line, extended from the far side to the near side. Jimenez comes even with the goal, fires it out in front, coming in, shot, and that will go run out by Pioneer. Polino's shot Miranda has it in along the M line. Miranda fires it back. That plucked up by Saline coming down the near wing. Aubrey Stager had it, flipped the other way. Chouet with it for Pioneer. Chouet goes underneath the goal line extended. From the near side to the far side. Chouet right back behind the goal. Now Chouet gets it to Miranda. Miranda, shot, bounce shot. That deflected on the near wing. Kinsey picks it up on a bounce. Goes in along the end line from the near side. Trying to cut in front of the goal line. Extended. Fires low and in. Kinsey with a goal. And it's now a 3-goal run for Pioneer. Number 4, Kinsey with her first goal of the game at 9:55.
Pioneer goal by number 4, Lizzie Kinsey.
8-3, Pioneer with a 5-goal lead. Here with just under 10 minutes left to go in the first half. Again, it's Isla Strager on the near wing with Jimenez. On the left wing is Grabowski over there with Aubrey Stager. And Chouet in to take the draw versus Nishioka. Popped up, loose. Nishioka has it coming over the restraining line into the offensive zone for Saline. Nishioka inside the 12-meter fan. Nishioka fires it out in front as Aubrey Strager puts it in. Number 21 stops the 3-goal run for Pioneer. So number 21 for Saline, Aubrey Strager scores at 9. Stager scores at 9:41. That makes it 8-4.
Saline goal, number 21, Aubrey Stager.
Nishioka in to take the draw versus Chouet. Aubrey Stager, who just scored on the left-hand side of the center circle with Grabowski. Jimenez on the right with Isla Stager. Ball on the ground. Nishioka rakes it up, trying to get to it. Nishioka spins, firing it ahead. Now here comes Aubrey Stager. Whistle. She'll restart right at the restraining line. Gets that ahead to Briar Rosemacki. Briar Rosemacki gets inside the 8-meter fan. Or 8-meter arc, excuse me. That comes over just on the far side over the goal. Here comes Grabowski down the far sideline. Grabowski stops, whistle. As Grabowski gets it over to Malloy. Malloy back to Grabowski on the far sideline. She rakes it up. And she'll have a free restart there. Now Grabowski over on restraining line, heading towards midfield. Grabowski stops just shy of midfield, flips the cross, heading back. Trying to get it over to Malloy. That goes over the restraining line, racing ahead with it. Raked up, coming in. Here comes Saline. Bounce shot just goes wide to the far side by Murphy. As Huffman running out to be closest to it. Huffman able to stay in goal and run it out to get that Pioneers ball. Flips all the way out. Chouet has it on a hop right at her own restraining line. Chouet heading back, trying to avoid a triple team. Now cuts towards the center of the field. Chouet spins with it, trying to avoid pressure by Aubrey Stager. Chouet has that knocked out of her cross. Aubrey Stager has it, coming in, fires, and a goal. It's a 2-goal run, first of the game by Saline, as Aubrey Stager has herself a hat trick. Or actually 4. She has scored every. Oh, Murphy scored 1, but she has scored 4 of the 5 goals for Saline. That it's 7:51.
Saline goal by number 21, Aubrey Stager.
Chouet versus Nishioka for the draw. Whistle, that ball popped up, grabbed by Grabowski. Grabowski lofts it ahead, and grabbed by Solden. Solden running down the numbers. Solden over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Solden trying to cut inside the 12-meter fan, gets it out in front. Shot, knocked down, and trying to get to it. And Kennedy was right out in front. Let's see where they put everyone. It's a slash. Polino is on the center right hash. So Polino has the free position. As Polino races in, fires it, bounce shot, and it goes in. Hit it right on the turf just in front of the goal line and put it in. Polino with her second goal of the game and stops a 2-goal run by the Hornets. As number 11, Gigi Polino puts it in for Pioneer.
Goal, number 11, Gigi Polino.
Grabowski with Aubrey Steger on the right-hand side of the center circle. On the left is Kinsey with Isla Steger. Nishioka pops it up versus Shuei, comes over, trying to rake it up, and collision, and that is going to go over to Saline. As Isla Steger has it. Heading down the near hash marks, over the restraining line, loses the ball but gets it on a bounce. Grabowski watching her. Isla Steger fires it over. On the far wing, coming down with that is Nishioka. Nishioka splits a pair of defenders, firing it. Nishioka puts it in. Saline goal by number 32, Nishioka. At 6:32, and that makes it 9-6. 3-goal lead for Pioneer.
And goal number 32, Maddie Nishioka.
Saline has 3 of the last 4 goals. They have it down to a 3-goal game. Shuei versus Nishioka for the draw. 6:32 left to go here in the first half. That ball picked up is coming the other direction. Aubrey Steger has it. Aubrey Steger loses that ball rolling, and that raked up by Huffman. Huffman has it back behind her own goal. Huffman lofts it all the way over the restraining line. Bounces off of Shuei's cross. Raked up, now coming the other direction. Here comes Isla Steger. Gets inside the 8-meter arc. Isla Steger steps back now outside the 12-meter fan. Good defense by Malloy. Isla Steger comes down the far hash marks, and that is going to be a whistle and Pioneer ball as an offensive foul committed. 5:48 left to go. Now bringing it ahead. That launch by Daly on a hop over to Kinsey on the near sideline. Kinsey trying to make it over midfield. Kinsey took a bump, keeps on going over the restraining line into the offensive side. Kinsey steps back into the midfield area. There's a bump there. Okay, so that is going to be a yellow card to Briar Rose Mackey. Pioneer will be a player up, as Briar Rose Mackey has to stand over by the scorers table across the way. Kinsey just on the restraining line, on the numbers on the near wing. Kinsey comes with it down the near hash marks, inside the 12-meter fan, out in front, gets it over to Polino. Polino sends it back to Kinsey, whistle inside the 8-meter arc. So Polino will have a pre-position as she's on the right center right hash. Polino comes in, fires it, bounce, and that somehow didn't go in. I thought it went right underneath the... They're going to count it. Polino with the goal. As it bounced, it was basically bounced right underneath the crossbar and popped out. So Polino gets the goal. She now has a hat trick. And 450 Gigi Polino. And is that snow coming down?
By Pioneer, number 11, Gigi Polino.
I don't think that's actually rain. I think that's snow coming down despite the 45-degree temperature. This is spring in Michigan. You get what you get. Shuei to take the draw versus Nishioka. Ball loose. Nishioka has it. Nishioka lofts it ahead to Aubrey Stager. Flip back over to Isla Stager. Isla Stager coming inside the numbers on the near wing. Isla Stager trying to get inside the 12-meter fan. Flips that over, and that just off the cross of McCulloch. And it goes out the end line, so Daly has it for Pioneer. Daly trying to get around McCulloch. Daly racing down outside the near hash marks. Daly approaching the restraining line. Spins, flips it back to Malloy. Malloy coming ahead with it. That intercepted. As coming down with it, here comes Aubrey Stager, who has the majority of the Saline goals. Aubrey Stager just outside, underneath the goal line, extended on the near wing. Aubrey Stager trying to work around. 10-6, Pioneer with the lead. 3:52 left to go here in the first half. As Nishioka now has it between the hash marks. Nishioka on the far hash mark. Gets it over. Here comes Isla Stager. Isla Stager coming in. Shot that goes wide to the left side. To the far side, that will be Pioneer's ball. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to go as Huffman has it right in front of her goal. Huffman looking to fire it ahead. Pioneer up by 4 goals, 10-6. Huffman gets it over on a hop, now racing ahead with it. Here comes Lamb. Lamb moves it over to Whitcomb. Whitcomb over the restraining line. Whitcomb floats it over to Cole. Cole heads over midfield. Cole coming down on the near sideline. Cole over the restraining line. Heads inside the numbers. Cole flips it on a bounce. Polino racing over, trying to keep it in bounds and can't quite get it. That'll go over to Saline. 2:50 left to go before halftime. Saline with the ball. Coming up the far numbers. It's 10-6. Pioneer with the lead. As Klein has it, knocked away, ground ball. Pioneer trying to rake it up. Miranda in there. Coming away with it is Aubrey Stager. That is going to go out of the far sideline, out of bounds. Pioneer ball. Pioneer bringing it. Cole has it underneath the goal line extended, going from the near side, back behind the goal. Now Cole, even with the goal on the near wing. Cole cuts in front. Cole double teamed, flips it over to Polino. Polino trying to cut between the double team, puts it in the top right-hand corner. And Polino has a 2-goal run of her own. She has 3 of the last 4 goals. That makes it 11-6. Pioneer with the lead at 2:06 left to go here in the first.
Pioneer goal by number 11, Gigi Paulino again.
Shuei in to take the draw. Looks like it's going to be Murphy and Grabowski to the right of the center circle. Kinsey as well as Simon to the left. Set for the draw. Get the ball set between the crosses. As that is popped up, Aubrey Stager trying to get to it. Shuei trying to rake it up. Aubrey Stager has it. Now, no, on the ground. Grabowski trying to rake it up. Still loose, won't get settled. Now Grabowski has it. Grabowski ahead to Shuei. As 1 minute, 47 seconds left to go. Pioneer with the 11-6 lead. Shuei gets over the restraining line, spins with it. Shuei. Now over to Cole. Cole inside the 8-meter arc. Cole working her way around the 8-meter arc. Cole now outside the hash marks on the far wing. Cole heads towards now underneath the goal line, extended on that far wing. Cole goes back, working her way around the crease, comes popping over the goal line, extended right in front. Shot saved by Dielman. Dielman rakes it up. 1 minute, 15 seconds left to go. Dielman has it in her own zone. Knocked away by Solden. Solden grabbed it out of air. Soldman coming down from the far side to the near side. Back behind the goal line extended. Solden goes over the goal line, extended on the near wing. Solden coming between the hash marks on that near wing, working her way around. 12-meter fan. Solden steps back out. Now cuts right at the 8-meter arc. Gets it over to Cole. Cole races down the far hash marks. Cole fires it and puts it in. Wide angle shot just in front of the goal line, extended Cole. And makes it a 3-goal run for Pioneer. Number 21, Cole, scoring at 42 seconds left here in the first.
Pioneer goal number 21, Bella Cole.
12-6 Pioneer. Now back to a 6-goal lead. Aubrey Stager versus Shui for the draw right inside the center circle. Set up right on the blockades. There's the whistle popped up. As Aubrey Stager trying to get it. Murphy back there. Good job by Grabowski to try and grab that, and that'll be an illegal procedure. Pioneer has it. Grabowski with the start. Grabowski launches it ahead just over Cole's cross. That picked up is coming the other direction. Aubrey Stager. Aubrey Stager over midfield. Aubrey Stager between the hash marks. Aubrey Stager over the restraining line. 12 seconds left to go. She's going to try and cut into that Pioneer lead. Ground ball raked up by Huffman. 5 seconds left. Huffman in no hurry. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that is halftime. Pioneer has the 12-6 lead at the half. We'll step away and play a few messages from the MHSAA. You're watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
We want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. That includes High-Rich Dry Cleaning at 209 Fitness, Whitcomb Farms, LLC, Finn's Insurance, Crazy Wisdom Publications, Shirley Reddick, State Farm Insurance, Orange Theory Fitness, Kevin Devine, Real Estate Agent, Ann Arbor Rug and Carpet Cleaning, Palgon Tea, Hesselberg Chiropractics, Heidi Kucherellis Insurance, Anderson Paint Company, Ann Arbor Smiles, Stadium Hardware, Steve Service, Felix Rudberg of Real Estate One, Pear, Sperling, Egan and Daniels, Mathnasium, Blue Line Fitness, Steeper and Burst Orthodontics, Bank of Ann Arbor, The Right Touch, Burns Park Orthodontics, and BB Nail Salon. Thank you to all those wonderful, amazing sponsors. Please help support those who help support your Pioneer women's lacrosse teams. Let's play a few more messages from the MHSAA. We will, in about 2 minutes, be right back. 12-6, Pioneer with the lead at the half.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Over at the baseball field, Saline won the first of a doubleheader over Pioneer, 11-8. And we'll probably get going on that second game of the doubleheader coming up soon. Here, it's 12-6, Pioneer with the lead over the Saline Hornets. 25 minutes up on the clock for the second half. Pioneer going from left to right here in this second half as Dielman walks down to the crease to our right. Huffman goes over to the crease to our left. It's like Nishioka in to take the draw. Grabowski on the left-hand side of the draw control circle with the Aubrey Stager. On the right-hand side is Kinsey. Over there with Briar Rose Mackey. Ball set between Shui and Nishioka. Ball up, and Grabowski grabs it out of midair. Grabowski right at midfield, gets past the Saline defense. Grabowski on that far sideline, lofts it ahead. That grab by Cole. Cole trying to split the defense. Moves it between the hash marks over to Daly. Daly coming down on the near hash marks, gets it over to Kinsey. Kinsey comes inside the 12-meter fan, working her way around the 8-meter arc. Kinsey outside the far hash marks. Now heads between the hash marks, working her way around the 12-meter fan. Kinsey spins with it, looking for a place to go, steps back. Now coming inside, working her way around the 8-meter arc. Kinsey trying to come in, and there is going to be an offensive foul that it will go over to Saline, as they'll have it just over their goal line extended. 24:07 left to go here in the second. 12-6, Pioneer with the lead, as Miranda has to go back behind Eichelman. As racing ahead with it, here comes Saline. Sweeney over midfield, coming down the far sideline. Sweeney over the restraining line. Sweeney down the numbers on the far side. Malloy watching her. Sweeney Gets a screen from Nishioka. Flips that back over to Briar Rose Mackey. Briar Rose Mackey. Over to Josie Mackey. Lofted over on the near wing. Now trying to work her way around. Briar Rose Mackey on the far hash marks. That's flipped over on the far wing. Back behind the goal. Trying to come out in front is Sweeney. Sweeney fires it, that coming in. Aubrey Stager had it, but a whistle. As that is going to be a free position. Sitting on the first hash on the left side of that 8-meter arc. Aubrey Stager coming in. Stops, fires it in, and Saline gets the first goal of the second half. Number 21, Aubrey Stager, puts it in at 22-48. Twelve to 7, Saline strikes first. Nishioka versus Shui in for the draw. Briar Rose Mackey with Kinsey on the top side of the center circle on the left-hand side. Grabowski over there with Aubrey Stager. Pops up, Aubrey Stager gets it out of midair. Heads outside the far hash marks and goes over the restraining line. Aubrey Stager, now they're going to blow a whistle as there was a infraction outside of the offensive zone, so Saline will have to restart. Grabowski has to go 5 yards back behind Aubrey Stager, and she'll get a free start from there as soon as everyone is set. Aubrey Stager trying to fire it ahead. That ground ball on the far sideline goes out the far sideline, and that will be Pioneers' ball as Miranda has it. Just at the restraining line and back in her own restraining line. And flip back over to Malloy. Malloy gets it on a bounce. Malloy trying to avoid pressure. Malloy coming down on the far hash marks. Malloy stops, spins, trying to get it over home restraining line. Fires it ahead. That goes, and Grabowski has it over midfield. Grabowski down the far sideline, over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Grabowski for Pioneer. Arcs it ahead over to Shui. Shui trying to rake it up as that's loose right at the edge of the 12-meter fan. Plucked up by Aubrey Stager. Aubrey Stager heading the other direction, but a whistle. And she'll have to restart right at the restraining line as she is triple teamed. Flips that back over to Eichelman. Eichelman loses the ball on the ground, rakes it up, gets over her own restraining line. Eichelman coming down the numbers over midfield as that is ground ball. Miranda trying to get to it. Popped up. Malloy trying to get there. As battle for it. Sling coming away with it. Racing over Josie Mackey. It's inside. Right at the edge of the 8-meter arc. Daly marking her. Ground ball. Daly trying to rake it up. Now Malloy kicks it back over. Aubrey Stager trying to get it before it goes out. The end line. Raked up by Cole, but that's going to go back over, and Aubrey Stager will have it at the dot underneath the goal line, extended on the near wing. Flipped over to Briar Rose Mackey as she comes inside the 12-meter arc. That went off of the post. Ground ball. Saline gets the ground ball. They have really had a run of ground ball battles they've come up with on this possession. And it's going to be a free position as Briar Rose Mackey has it on the right center right hash. Shot save by Hoffman. Raked up. Here comes Grabowski. Grabowski down the numbers on the far wing. Grabowski coming down the far sideline. Whistle. Again, that's going to be a cross inside the halo. Grabowski starts it back off, trying to get it out of the zone. Over Daly. That rolls over towards the near sideline. That's raked up. Here comes Lamb. Lamb coming down on the near sideline. That fired ahead. They're going to say Lamb stepped out of bounds, and that will be Saline ball at 19:31. 12-7. Pioneer with the lead. Saline with the lone goal of this second half. Stevenson with it on the near sideline. Stevenson has that popped away by Chouet. Chouet over Polino, coming ahead with it. Polino has it knocked away from behind. Rolls over midfield. Polino rakes it up, heading towards the restraining line. Polino into the offensive zone. Polino has it batted away from behind. Ground ball raked up. Here comes Saline. Popped up high in the air. Now Stevenson races down, loses it. Ball loose on the field. That is going to be a cover, so that will stay with Saline. That goes ahead to Sweeney. Sweeney trying to get over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Sweeney with a restart. 18:37 left to go here in the second. 12-7, Pioneer with the lead. Sweeney between the hash marks. Fires it, tipped, and ground ball. Good job by Malloy to get her cross up high to knock down that pass. Pioneer's ball, even with the goal over on the far wing, as that looks like Daly who will start it off. Daly heads towards the sideline, coming down the far sideline. Daly launches it ahead. That rolls over midfield. Raking it up is Polino. Polino trying to get down towards the restraining line. There's a whistle. Polino restarts. Goes over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Polino inside the numbers. That knocked down. Polino's pass knocked down. Grabowski gets the ground ball. Grabowski, even with the goal on the far wing. Grabowski trying to get inside the 8-meter arc. Grabowski, that one just goes high out the end line. That is going to stay Pioneer ball. Pioneer able to run it out. Good job back there by Kennedy. Kennedy has it in along the end line now. 17:27 left to go here in the second. 12-7. Cole bringing it ahead. Pioneer in the lead. Cole trying to add more. Cole outside the near hash marks. Now works away around the 12-meter fan. Pops that over to Grabowski. Grabowski right on the near hash marks, and the intersection of the near hash marks and the 12-meter fan. Grabowski eyes in the goal, races ahead, loses the ball, ground ball, that raked up. Here comes Saline the other direction as Aubrey Stager has it. Aubrey Stager loses it, and Grabowski rakes it up. Grabowski launches it the other way just over Kennedy's cross, pulled down by Eichelman. Eichelman trying to get it going the other direction. 16:44 left to go. Here comes Kennedy, launches it ahead. Cole fires it just over the crossbar. Trying to get it, and Cole did a good job of trying to get it and fire it in as she got it just as her momentum was trying to take her into the crease. And I think Saline actually ran that out, but that's going to be a free position on the first hash on the left for Cole. 16:14 left to go here in the second. 12-7, Pioneer with the lead. Cole comes in. Cole goes underneath the goal line, extended on the near wing. Cole directly behind the goal. Cole launches it ahead for Kennedy. Kennedy on the edge of the crease. Popped up in the air. Kennedy trying to get it. Rolling ground ball. Grabbed by Grabowski. Grabowski underneath the goal line, extended from the near wing. Goes back behind the goal. Now over on the far wing. Grabowski heads over the goal line, extended. Grabowski trying to spin as she's walled off. Grabowski working hard to get around back there. McCullough. Now Grabowski goes over the goal line, extended on the near wing. Grabowski comes in. That knocked away as good defense by Griddies. Timeout, Saline will take it with them. 15-17 left to go here in the second. One lone goal in the first. That belongs to the Hornets, but Pioneer has kept some pressure on. Let's play a little push on. We'll be right back.
Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As there's whistle coming out of the timeout. 15-17 left to go here in the second. Pioneer has the 5-goal lead, 12-7. As both teams break the huddle, Pioneer heads out onto the field in their white jerseys. Pioneer again going from left to right here in this second half as Hoffman travels down to the crease to our left. Here comes Dielman to the right. As we're about to get things going again after the timeouts. As that ball is on the end line on the near wing. Bringing it ahead. Here comes Nishioka. Nishioka trying to head over her own restraining line, and Nishioka now heads towards midfield. Nishioka stops, spins right at the edge of the blockades, fires it on a hop over to the far sideline. Polino trying to get to it, that out of bounds. That will be off of Klein. Pioneer has the ball on the far sideline. Polino. Bring it in, trying to make it over midfield. Polino goes over midfield. Down the numbers on the far wing. Polino over the restraining line, trying to get it ahead over to Solden. Solden rakes it up before it can go out the end line. Solden heads over the goal line, extended, shot, and a save by Dielman. Oh, a beautiful shot and an even better save as Saline steals a goal away from Solden there. Dielman did a great job. Ball loose on the ground. Raked up. Here comes Cole trying to get it. Still on the ground. As that will be Saline's ball. As spirited battle between everyone to try and get that ground ball. 14-10 left to go here in the second. 12-7. Pioneer with the lead. Saline scored in the second. They're the only team to score in the second. Grabowski steals it away outside the far hash marks. Grabowski in that offensive zone outside the 12-meter fan. Over to Kinsey. Kinsey between the hash marks. Heads from the left-hand side. Now cuts in around the 8-meter arc. Kinsey walled off there. Ball comes loose. Raked up by Grabowski. Grabowski inside the near hash marks. Coming in. Shot. Oh, that just goes wide to the far side. Run out by Pioneer. Both Miranda and Cole closest to it, so that remains Pioneer's ball. 13:30 left to go here in the second. As Miranda gets it over to Solden. Solden on the numbers on the far wing. Solden. And a cut to her left and her right. Now Solden gets it over to Cole. Cole rakes it up, popped up high. Shui trying to get to it. Pulled out of midair by Nishioka. Nishioka between the hash marks, spinning in her own zone. Fires it over on the far sideline. That rolls away. And it'll go out the far sideline. Pioneer's ball right at midfield. 12:55 left to go here in the second half. Pioneer hanging on to a 5-goal lead. They'd love to get it back to a 6-goal lead as Malloy triple-teamed. Lofts it over to Lamb. That ball loose, coming over on the near wing, raked up by Kinsey. Kinsey tries to head over midfield as Kinsey fires that back in the backfield over to Jof. Jof fired over to Daly. That will roll over, racing over to get it as Malloy trying to get it as she bounces and collides into Simon, and that will be Simon's ball. Simon coming down the numbers on the far wing for Saline. And over to Briar Rose out in front, and a shot and a score. Right out in front, I think that was number 11, Stevenson, I believe, who got that. I think it was number 11, Stevenson.
Goal by number 11, Nora Stevenson.
So that is a goal by Saline, makes it a 12-8, 4-goal lead by Pioneer. 2-goal run here in the second for Saline. Murphy in to take the draw versus Chouet for Pioneer. Chouet poked back. Grabowski trying to get to it as that grabbed, and here comes Kinsey. Kinsey outside the far hash marks. Kinsey goes over midfield. Kinsey racing as she's being marked by Isla Steger. Kinsey between the hash marks, right around the 12-meter fan, working her way from the near side to the far side. Kinsey stops, spins inside the 8-meter arc, fires, and that deflected over on the near side. Good save by Dielman. Chouet with the ground ball. Chouet on the near hash mark. Chouet trying to work her way past, splits a pair of defenders, comes in, lofts it right back behind, over to Grabowski, behind the goal line extended on the far wing. Grabowski trying to head over the goal line extended, cuts in front of the crease, fires, shot, and a score. Grabowski stops the 2-goal run for Saline and gets a Pioneer goal. That at 11-18. That is her hat trick. That is her 3rd goal of the game. At the top of the center circle is Kinsey with Isla Strager. On the left-hand side is Simon with Kinsey. And Chouet versus Murphy for the draw. There's the whistle popped up, and that's going to be Pioneer's ball due to an early start by Saline. Chouet coming down outside the far hash marks over the restraining line. 13-8, Pioneer with the 5-goal lead, trying to get it back to 6. Chouet goes underneath the goal line extended from the far side, back behind the goal. Now comes over, the goal line extended on the near side. Sidearm shot just goes wide. Miranda runs it out. That will remain Pioneer ball. 10:50 left to go here in the second. 13-8, Pioneer with the lead as Miranda goes over to grab a ball off of the field. I'm betting you're still finding lacrosse balls around here late into the summer. As Miranda goes back behind over on the far wing. Fires it back on that far sideline to Cole. Cole lofts it between the hash marks to Kinsey. Kinsey comes up to the 12-meter fan. Kinsey inside the 8-meter arc, stops, spins with it. It's back outside the 12-meter fan between the hash marks. Kinsey over to Cole. Cole just inside the far hash marks, now working her way over onto the near wing. Cole goes back behind the goal, underneath the goal line extended, comes above the goal line extended on the far wing. Cole trying to work her way in, spinning, bounce, shot, stopped by Dielman. Oh, boy, that was close. Right on the goal line, Dielman rakes it up. 9:50 left to go. That's some good keeping, as Dielman has made some fantastic saves. Not that Huffman's any slouch either. 9:40 left to go, whistle. That is going to be Pioneer's ball, as I believe Dealman might have left the crease and gone back in, and you cannot do that. 13-8, Pioneer with the lead. Miranda comes over the goal line, extended on the far wing. Miranda spinning with it, looking for a place to go. Flips that over, just over the reach, out of the reach of Grabowski, but Kinsey rakes it up. Kinsey gets inside the hash marks, inside the 8-meter fan. Kinsey comes in, fires, bounce shot. That goes right back behind. Working her way around is Shui. Shui puts it in. Pioneer goal. Now it's 14-8. On the Shui goal, and it's a 2-goal run by Pioneer.
Pioneer goal by number 12, Cindy Shui.
Nishioka in to take the draw. Briar Rose Mackey towards the top of the draw control circle with Kinsey. Grabowski with Aubrey Stager on the left-hand side, and it is Nishioka and Shui for the draw. Ball's set and get it between the crosses as the backside of the crosses are together for the draw. And they pop it up, straight up. Nishioka has it. Saline with possession. Pioneer with the 14-8 lead. Under 9 minutes to go. Nishioka in the offensive zone. Grabowski has to go back behind her. Nishioka gets it over, trying to bring it in is Briar Rose Mackey as she's on the far hash marks right at the 12-meter fan. Ball loose, Malloy trying to get it, but that's a whistle, and that's going to stay in Saline's possession. Malloy, coming over, and the ball loose as plucked up as Briar Rose Mackey trying to fire it. Good job by Huffman to keep that and keep that out of the crease. Fired ahead. Here comes Kinsey. Kinsey in the midfield area. Over the center line, in over the restraining line. Kinsey in the offensive zone. Gets inside the 12-meter fan. Kinsey steps back now outside the 12-meter fan. Comes over on the far wing. 8:05 left to go. Shui has it between the hash marks. Just outside the 12-meter fan. Shui coming over on the near wing. Shui cuts between the hash marks out in front. Ball loose. Gets it back. Shui now comes back outside the hash mark, or outside the 12-meter fan, over to Kinsey on the far wing. Kinsey on those far hash marks, lofts it over to Miranda. Miranda sends it back underneath the goal line, extended for Polino. That just off the tip of her cross. That will go over. As that is going to be Saline's ball. Aubrey Stager has it in along the end line. 7:26 left to go as Aubrey Stager gets her feet tangled up and looks like Polino is going to have to go and stand by the scorer's bench, as that will be player up for Saline. 7:13 left to go here in the second half, 14-8. Pioneer with the 6-goal lead, lofted all the way over. Eichelman has it on her own defensive zone. Eichelman trying to make it over her own restraining line. Eichelman steps back. Shui providing pressure as well as Jimenez. That rolled towards center as Malloy trying to get it. Popped up. Nishioka trying to rake it up. Still battling right at the center line. And now pulled away. Here comes Saline. That ball loose as Briar Rose Mackey had it. She'll restart and get over midfield. Briar Rose Mackey moves that over. Nishioka coming outside the far hash marks, in over the restraining line in the offensive zone. Nishioka racing ahead with it, and she'll have to restart back a little closer to the restraining line. 6:25 left to go. Malloy has to go 5 yards back behind her. Nishioka between the hash marks. That tipped away by Malloy. Ground ball popped up high in the air. Trying to race over and get it is Briar Rose Mackey. Briar Rose Mackey for Saline coming down on the near hash marks. Trying to spin away from Grabowski, but she knocks the ball away. Grabowski over her own restraining line, coming down towards midfield. Grabowski lofts it ahead. Shui racing to get it. Shui rakes it up. Shui comes down underneath the goal line, extended on the near wing. Shui sends it out in front. Just off the tip of Grabowski's cross. That fired ahead over the restraining line. Nishioka trying to rake it up. Lamb back over there trying to get it. Lamb grabs that away, spinning with it. There's a whistle. And timeout call by Pioneer. 5:37 left to go. Pioneer trying to make sure they make the most out of this 6-goal lead. They'd love to add another, as we will be right back.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
5:37 left to go here in the second half. Pioneer 14-8 with the lead. Lamb has it right on the blockades just over midfield for Pioneer. 3 seam players right in front of her, 1 behind her. As Lamb lofts it back over. Daly has it over midfield. Daly fires it ahead. That over to Grabowski. Grabowski over the restraining line in the offensive zone. Down the near hash marks. Grabowski lofts it over. Spinning with it. Solden with a sidearm shot that just misses wide. Closest to it, Pioneer. Shui ran it out. She'll have it in along the end line. 5:11 left to go. Shui in along the end line. Lofts it, gets it over. Solden just underneath the goal line extended. Back over to Cole on the far wing. Cole heading up the numbers. Gets it over to Jimenez. Jimenez lofts it over to Miranda between the hash marks. Miranda lifts it over to Shui right on the 12-meter fan. Shui coming down the near hash marks, comes between the hash marks now. Lofts it back over to Miranda. Miranda just outside the 12-meter fan, over to Kinsey on the far wing. Kinsey right at the center hash of the 8-meter arc. Kinsey working her way down on the near wing, fires it to Solden back behind the goal line extended. Solden right back behind the goal, comes over onto the far wing. Solden lofts it over. As that's to Cole. Cole comes over down the far wing. Cole now pops it up over to Shui. Shui coming in. No goal or no shot clock in high school lacrosse in Michigan. You might have seen that in college and pro, but not in Michigan at the high school level. As Grabowski flips that back over to Solden, even with the goal on the far wing. Under 4 minutes left to go here in the second. 14-8 Pioneer holding on to possession. Grabowski comes between the hash marks right around the 8-meter arc. Grabowski now back outside the hash marks on the near wing. Pioneer being patient, holding on to possession, eating as much of that clock as they can. Back between the hash marks over to Kinsey. Outside the 12-meter fan. Kinsey steps on the 12-meter fan, trying to spin away. That'll be a whistle and a restart for Pioneer. As Briar Rosemacky has to be right back behind Kinsey. Kinsey trying to get between a pair of players. Kinsey now comes back outside the 12-meter fan. Gets it over to Cole. Cole coming down the far hash marks, trying to split a pair of defenders. Shot as that's a save by Dealman. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left to go here in the second half. Nishioka has it on the near sideline as Nishioka lofts it ahead. That grabbed, coming ahead with it. Here comes Aubrey Stager. Aubrey Stager over midfield. Aubrey Stager outside the numbers, comes in over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Knocked away from behind, but a whistle. That will be a restart for the Hornets. 2:40 left to go here in the second. Pioneer up 14-8. Saline trying to get quick 6 goals. Flipped over, trying to come in. Nishioka has it knocked away from behind. Ground ball. Raking it up is Cole for Pioneer. Cole coming outside the numbers on the far wing. With a pair of defenders on top of her, Cole heads back deep in her own zone. That flipped over. Grabbed by Jof. Jof moves it over in the far corner to Daly. Daly back behind her own goal. 2 minutes, 4 seconds left to go. Grabowski down the near wing. Grabowski outside the numbers on the near wing. As she goes over own restraining line, Grabowski lofts it over midfield. That on a hop, raking it up. Good job by Kinsey. Kinsey racing between the hash marks in that midfield area. Kinsey gets it into Cole. Cole over the restraining line, coming down the numbers in the offensive zone. 1 minute, 35 seconds left to go. Pioneer do their best to try and run out this clock. Cole on the numbers on the far wing. Cole steps back, flips it back over to Shuey on the far hash mark. Shuey comes between the hash marks. Now racing ahead, Shuey steps outside the near hash marks on the near wing, working her way around the 12-meter fan. Shuey gets it back over to Cole. Cole right on that 12-meter fan coming onto the near wing. Cole gets it over. Kinsey with a shot and a score as Kinsey fires it in from Cole. And that's a Pioneer goal, making it 15-8. 3-goal Pioneer run with 1 minute left to go. Saline started off the second with the 2-goal run. Pioneer has answered back with 3 of their own.
Number 4, Lizzie Kinsey.
15-8. Pioneer with the lead. Little stick tap by Malloy and Cole there as they go back over the restraining line to the left. Nishioka and Shuey in set for the draw. As they get the ball set between the backs of the crosses. There's a whistle popped up, trying to get to it. Grabowski chasing it down. As that pulled away, Aubrey Stager into the offensive zone for Saline. Aubrey Stager has that pass knocked down. As good job by Cole to get the last goal and also to steal away that pass. She'll have it. She'll restart just over home restraining line. As hadn't started yet, and there was a Saline trying to knock it away as over midfield. Here comes Cole. Pioneer with the 15-8 lead. 22 seconds left to go. Shuey opened up the scoring. Now she has it. Firing it ahead. Kinsey with a shot that just goes wide to the far side. 13 seconds left to go. As Miranda trying to get the ball stuck in the soccer goal. Speaking of soccer, we'll have women's soccer versus Monroe here from Hollway Field tomorrow. And that is the game. Pioneer wins by a score of 15-8. As, again, we'll have women's soccer tomorrow for you. And then back on Wednesday, we will have the next Pioneer women's lacrosse game, as that game will be versus Bedford, 6 o'clock on the 26th. For my camera person, Christina Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you very, very much for your support of either of these teams. Have a wonderful evening.